Euthyphro's dilemma is something from, was it Plato talking about Socrates, telling a story about Socrates? And it's a story of this young man who's taking his own father to court, and he's all pumped up with self-righteousness because he's being so good. And Socrates asks him, how do you know you're doing the right thing? And the man says, well, I'm doing what is commanded by the gods. And Socrates asks, is what the gods command you to do right because the gods command it, or is it right in and of itself and the gods are just informing you of it? Now, the problem, this has been resurrected and pointed out to Christians. The problem for Christianity is they want their God to be the lawgiver. Well, if what's right is just inherently right and the God only tells you what it is, you can, cut the middleman and go straight to doing what's right. If, on the other hand, it's right just because the God says so, then the God tomorrow could make up a completely different rule and say this is right now, and morality becomes just as mutable as Christians claim that it would be without a God. So they're not happy either way. The traditional way out for apologists is this nonsense about God's nature. They say, well, it really is, it's number two. It's because God says so. But the thing is, God's nature is such that he can only command the behavior that he commands. He's not going to change his mind because it's inherent to him, right? And they think they solved it then. The next question is, where did the God get his nature from? Because if the God decided what his own nature was going to be, right, if he's self-created, then his moral rules are arbitrary. It's whatever he decided at that time. And if he ever decides to recreate himself or change himself, he could, right? He'd have to have that power. On the other hand, if the God did not create himself, then he's not really the author of morality. He's just the mouthpiece of morality, and whatever mysterious forces are the reason why his nature is the way it is, that's the source of morality. And once again, you can cut the middleman.